And, here's an interesting thing. Let's play this one. We do a little Wayback Machine. Chris Matthews, 2007, had then Senator Biden on the show. They were talking once again, what if that George W. Bush decides to go into Iran without going to Congress? Would that be something that would be impeachable? Listen to what Joe Biden said. Cut 7, please. Oh, we may not have that one yet.
Stand by that comment I made. The reason I made the comment was as a warning. The reason I don't say those things lightly, Chris. You've known me for a long time. I was chairman of the Judiciary Committee for 17 years, or its ranking member. I teach separation of powers and constitutional law. This is something I know. So I got together and brought a group of constitutional scholars together to write a piece that I'm going to deliver to the whole United States Senate, pointing out the president has no constitutional authority to take this nation to war against a country of 70 million people unless we're attacked or unless there is proof that we are about to be attacked. And if he does, I would move to impeach him. The House obviously has to do that, but I would lead an effort to impeach him.
Oh, did you hear that? The only reasons you could do that without Congress is if you're attacked or about to be attacked, or I would impeach him. That was Joe Biden on George W. Bush. Now, Vice President Joe Biden, of course he can do it. Of course he can without Congress. Isn't it interesting how quickly it changes? If you're going to do this, if you were really going to do this and say this was the red line and we don't allow it to be crossed, then I think Brett Stevens at the Wall Street Journal had a great point. Target Assad. I mean, really, if you're going to do it, then the only thing that makes sense is to go to the guy that ordered the chemical weapons to be used if you believe he did it. What is this? I don't understand this idea. And I know that we have an American law that we put in that says we do not assassinate people. But wait a second. Why in the world should we kill hundreds, thousands, maybe tens of thousands instead of going after the guy that's ordering the chemical weapons in the first place? Why don't you do a targeted strike on where we think Assad is living, take him and his family out? You think that would stop a dictator from using chemical weapons in the future? I mean, if you really want to send a message, that's a message. Oh, but we couldn't do that. That would be assassination. That'd be murder. How is that any different than what we're doing with the drone strikes? I mean, when it was Al-Qaeda, we went after the head of Al-Qaeda, right? We're going after Osama bin Laden. So when it's something like Assad using chemical weapons that they say he's doing, then why don't we go against him? I mean, Stevens puts it, he said, here's what you do. Kill Assad. Also his brother. Also everyone in the Assad family with the claim on political power. Also all the political symbols of the Assad family's power, including all their official or unofficial residences. I mean, because if you're going to use chemical weapons against your own citizens, civilized world cannot tolerate it. It must demonstrate the penalty for it will be acutely personal and inescapably fatal. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, because otherwise, none of the other messages matter. Because the only reason you're going to be using those chemical weapons is to save your life. If you know it's going to be a death sentence for you anyway, then maybe you won't. But everything else is just nonsense. And yet that's precisely what we're doing. And, of course, we're not going to go to Congress for it. What do you think? 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400